You have your second.
Hey everybody, welcome to Raptors in the Kitchen. It's Tuesday, the 12th of August 2014. I'm your host Alan Kerr, joined by Paul Faulkner.
Skating to the table. On my wheels on chairs. Those sweet wheels that I got, that sweet ride.
Sweet.
You
2-inch
fucking
wheels?
cyborg. Yup,
Those
yeah.
rims, man.
Yeah, gonna get...
Are they spinning, Paul? Are they
yeah.
spinning?
Gonna get the bouncy thing.
The
What's
suspension?
that? Suspension, thank you, yeah, put into the chair.
The bouncy
I couldn't remember what started the joke, didn't have the end for it.
You're adorable.
Can you make that ass drop?
I'd probably have to lean back too far, this thing will break.
Jefferson Ice Cream. Seems like it's
Oh. I'm not a music person, you should never, unless it's Outcasts.
You
I'm
do even
just-
know that.
No, I don't know,
That's
sorry.
hard.
Lauren was also here.
Hey, hey!
Since you were away for like a while ago,
A while ago?
I realised that I broke up with the introduction order and started going to Paco second. So I'm here right
Why does it need to be in order?
Yeah. What's that order?
It's just, I don't know, I got...
We don't like
I think
reverse.
I was-
I always take it like a slight, like I'm not as important as Paul or Laura.
Why?
Because that's just like...
He's always saying why because he's the last one.
I don't take it as that at all.
Well, that's because you're unimportant.
That's not true.
Or it's building up, it starts with the least important and then gets...
Or the opening act.
Yeah,
Paul's
exactly.
like just like got his accordion
On the
and he's up
jobber.
on a tricycle, like...
Okay.
Yeah, you're a dark match on beat, that's what you are.
It's like, that's an
I was promised
afterthought.
that mean then match.
That's an afterthought, you're Paco and Tommy.
And he's a VIP, very important Paco Rodriguez.
Oh, I like it. I
Oh, the
like it.
headliner slot?
Yeah.
Feel loved. Not
Uh,
really.
and the main stage, 11 o'clock on Friday night. Tommy Vass.
11 o'clock, is that when the
That's
headliners
break
come
time
on?
Yeah. Opening the festival.
Alright, okay. I've never been to a music festival, so I don't know the rules.
You've only been to like one gig, haven't you? It's Meatloaf.
No,
I
I went to Meatloaf. I went to
Meatloaf would be
ACDC.
fucking great.
Oh, you did go to CDC. And were you wearing shorts and a tie?
No, it was too, no, it was too warm for a tie. I also went to Velvet Revolver and they were shit.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but a
Yeah.
tie, it makes... Why does a tie make any difference
It
in
constricts your
temperature?
neck and it totally just feels uncomfortable if it's warm, man.
But he doesn't wear his tie all done up.
Yeah, he's not like going to like a business meeting. He's at a rock.
Yeah, but I don't want to wear a tie. That's no.
That's not.
No. That's my mate Neil. That's he's the kind of guy who wears ties to gigs.
Like Avril Lavigne in the early 2000s.
Like,
Well, I'd
shit
imagine-
business.
I could see like Sean Feely wearing a tie at a gig.
He would wear a bow tie.
That's yeah.
Like
Exactly.
an Andrew Bird gig.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
No.
But you'd also wear like a tweed suit with shoulder pads. Not
And
shoulder pads,
yeah,
elbow
elbow
pads,
pads.
elbow
It's
pads.
fucking boiling in that, man. Honestly, crazy.
He was still
yeah,
so cool,
Sean.
there'd be no sweat on him at
Yeah.
all. It just
Would you
he
just look immaculately dry?
Yeah.
No, he's a sweaty guy.
Sean sweats with the rest of them.
That's nice to hear.
The best of men can
He's got that big puffy hair, man. So it must be really warm in his head.
Has Sean always had that puffy hair?
No, he used to have like a shaved head in school.
No
What?
Like, he got a Nazi tattoo.
What, like a GI Joe, like
It was very, very, very tight. I think he
That's
was.
number two.
I think he was ashamed of his curls until he left school and
So he embraced the
found
curls.
himself. Yeah.
Okay.
Went to
Is that
Berlin.
glorious?
You know what, like fair enough, his curls are like more mental than
spirally?
mine. But like, yeah, I can relate to that, man. I fucking hate my curly wavy hair. It's horrible and rubbish.
I can show you some pictures. Paul Doodle Faulkner, how has your week been?
Did we introduce Tommy?
Yeah, the main event.
Main stage?
Main
Oh,
stage.
shit. Oh,
Yeah.
let's go through that one again. Yeah, no, sorry. I zoned out for a minute. Man, my week's been good. Been working away. Got into Nearly a Fate last night.
Yes, I heard I did a fight with a German man.
No,
sorry, Russian man.
Yeah, exactly.
Russian man.
You don't want to start facing the Russians, Paul?
Exactly.
For
It's
Christ's
an
sake.
old
The older
story
grudge.
problem. Well, was in
You'll
work.
never forget.
Was serving a young couple, and I'm going to work. I was down the street yesterday, and everybody went, "Oh, why do you have to start this way?" But it's all very important. So like, hold your breath for 1 second, okay? The lad was a coloured lad. It was a coloured lad, okay, right? And that's you're all going, "Oh, why do you have
I
to?"
believe we say black now, Paul.
But yeah, maybe hey, a young black man,
Mhm.
and he was with a young white girl.
Oh, you don't like that one bit, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm like just a cool guy, just looking down and just trying to get through everything, just not passing comments all the time in place. And this gentleman who's behind him, he's buying a bottle of booze and he's buying this other thing, and he says,
It's potatoes.
yup, yeah, it's his beetroot, yep. And he says, young lady, why are you with black boy?
Oh no.
And yup, like, under my breath, I just went, I'm not fucking here. Like, why does this have to happen? And I kind of thought, like, they kind of ignored him, and I thought, right,
Yeah.
if that's going to be he's just said something dumb or
that's their
whatever, and that's
response, yeah.
this is okay. I don't want to.
But
But he continued. Excuse me, and he kind of started walking up towards her. And, why are you with this black boy? And she responded and she said, he's my husband. I love him very much. That's why. And I thought, okay, again, like,
Did you
we
respond
we don't need to go into this anymore. And he continued and continued. And so eventually, like I said, look, buddy, I'm not going to serve you if you continue to harassing this couple. And he sort of started getting a bit aggressive with me, and then kind of continuing talking to them. And she went back, and eventually, like, the security guard came up and was like, hey, I know you're normally or you come in here a fair amount, you usually behave yourself. I'm going to throw you out if you don't stop this. So the couple kind of left, and they seem to be getting kind of embarrassed by me making a big deal out of it. I don't know why. And he was this
They
big Russian guy.
probably just wanted to stop.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of like, okay, let's get out of here. And there was like a moment where I was like, oh, like, am I making this worse? Is like, are they gonna like leave and then he's gonna get out and just like stab them or something? I don't want that to happen on my like, oh no, I'm not going to incite just this race war. So this guy, the couple leave. They kind of apologize to serving this man, and he's continuing to get really, really annoyed. And he kind of wandered off to follow them first of all when I was putting his stuff through, and then he came back to me, gave me some money. And then started to wander away again. Then asked for a bag. Got that's fine. And he walked away while I was holding his change. Now I don't know, £6-7 of change, like quite a lot of change. But he just walked away, and I kind of called after him. At that point, I was like, like you've been here for too long. You've been a pretty awful person. Back in the till it goes. See you later. Bye bye bye. And he turned up like half an hour later, asking for his change. And I was saying, well, where's your receipt? Because I put all of his change into one little pocket. And I was like, this is smart. If he comes back, I can just be like, there you are. But a guy took over my till for maybe 5 minutes while I was taking elsewhere. And well, as he saw this change and was like, what the fuck's he doing? There we go, all it goes. And I think I sat back and I was like, oh, like, you were trying to do something Asian, but that's not good. So the old Russian man started getting like really, really aggressive with me and just kind of like started saying, look, you've got to leave, this is done. There was a gentleman who, I think he was Pakistani, I think he said to the Russian man, so this guy was serving at the time. Yep.
It gets worse.
This new customer, and I'm putting his stuff through, and the Russian man is like, I am Russian and Jewish. What do you think of that? To this Pakistan, and I'm like, oh my god, like why are you so intent on just going back to the fucking 1980s?
Like, just having a fight with people.
Well, he's Russian. Like, it's already people who have just outlawed being gay.
So
and there's like an embargo on all imported food.
Fortunately, this Pakistani gentleman was very, very good and said, I just want to get on with everyone. I have no problems. I want to just get my shopping and leave. And very, very good and very mature. And eventually, like, I'm saying, get out, leave me alone unless you have a receipt. And he's going, I have the receipt. I'm going, okay, where's your receipt? And he just goes, I have it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, please. That's all I need. I don't know how much I owe you. I have it. Okay, good. Well, that's fine. And eventually, I was like, okay, get out. He just kind of made a gesture at me, just kind of pointed at me, and then made a fist.
You made an enemy.
Oh,
I was going to say, man, did you feel like you were in some kind of 1980s movie where it's like, Soviet Russia, we crush?
Should he have like tattoos or like stars and stuff on his?
Did they have like?
Neck.
Oh, Jesus.
It was just, and like this guy, an old, probably retired guy, like easily 50s, maybe 60s. So he's an old guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, if he ex-KGB, Paul, for
Yeah, I guess,
I'm
yeah.
just thinking, man, if he starts something that could kick his ass.
At least I could outrun him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like, I like the idea that as soon as he like kind of went out with the fist, that maybe you just apron came off. So he just jumps over the barrier, man, and goes fucking roadhouse on that guy. And slaps some sense in his closed-minded fucking dickish head.
And just drop the American flag over him.
Well, what about either that or the flag of the Mary Hill, is it legal you work in?
We went 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks without verifying what the job was. Just to annoy Sean, but I guess.
So you're just gonna drape your apron over him and just walk out?
Yeah, there we go.
The flag of Paul. What would your flag be, Paul?
Would it be your coat of arms on it? Like, what would your coat of arms be?
Accordion and podcasts. That's like. And here.
With a skull.
Yeah.
Really, I just imagine like your face with like a star wipe. And it's like some of your face and just a lot of bright colours. It's a happy
Can I
flag.
have a double thumbs up?
Well, okay, is that what your flag would have?
No, I think Paul's would suit a double thumbs up.
Yours would have some kind of kitten on it, just because you love kittens,
And
man.
just like iron brew around the edges.
It'd be a kitten drinking iron brew.
Or
That's
it
what it would
would
be.
be like standing on the skull of one of our enemies.
Holding a cute little kitten.
They're just drinking iron brew.
Drinking
That's
iron
what
brew.
he's saying. Hey man, if you were like sponsor me, man, I would
Killing
love it.
people in your name.
I would destroy your enemies, iron brew. Coca-Cola, I am coming for you.
That's a tall order. We're going to start smaller, go for a...
Bars.
No, iron brew is
Iron
Iron
brew.
brew.
Oh yeah, what am I talking about?
Kaiser? Who does Kaiser?
No, who does Kaiser?
Alright, is it?
Do they?
That's
That's
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
That's still a Coca-Cola for me. Okay.
Is there anything
There's
else?
Pepsi, Coca-Cola,
Uh,
Pepsi's all the Europe,
Rolla
so that's
Cola?
like-
That really cheap stuff.
Is it not one called like RV Cola or something like
RC Cola.
Is it RC? Is that not Rolla Cola?
Yeah, surely, yeah.
I thought that was
Rolla
Rolla
Cola?
Cola.
It's
It's
like-
like, it's like 25p or whatever. And
Yeah, that's like the JT Cola. Yeah.
yeah, that's the cola you get
Yeah,
for a
go for them
mixer.
first.
Yeah, take them down.
Yeah,
Rolla
Because
Cola.
no one misses the homeless.
As the purchase Thomas.
Yeah, it's true. Life lesson. Hey, The Party, that's a movie. We'll dip into personal lives later on in the show. But
Pauls is all that matters. Let's move on.
Thanks. I think so much.
Sorry, man.
Ask other people.
I want
like,
to spread it out throughout the show. Let's not front load a movie podcast with stories
I
about.
bet you can talk
Drunk
them beating the
Russians.
I
Russians.
know, man. Like, I'm just gonna
You did it.
throw in that towel right
You
now.
did it in my mind.
Later on, we'll have reviews of In-Betweeners 2
That's it.
and nothing else.
Way!
So you better believe I'm going to come teach you for a hilarious personal anecdote because we have nothing to talk about in terms of movies. In-Betweeners 2 is the only thing that's out, really. I don't know, Shock of Guardians again, see how good it was. I watched
Let's
Donnie Darko, we could talk about that.
For the first time?
No, I've seen it loads of times.
Oh, I watched it for the first time recently.
Let's talk about Donnie Darko later on.
I don't have a lot of
Spoilers,
opinions
mate.
for it. Like,
Really?
I thought it was alright. Yeah.
Oh, it's all better than alright, Paul. We'll get to that later on.
I watched a documentary about Charles Bukowski, and I also watched a documentary about character actors. You know, hey, it's that guy in that thing, and it was kind of interesting.
Well, we can talk about
Is
that
this
later
our
on.
Netflix picks then?
Yeah,
At the end of
yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Alright.
But first, let's talk about some Arrested Development news. It's coming back, definitely. It's been well on. It was on a TV show and saying, yeah, it's going to. Well, you just we have to get basically Jason Bateman schedule free. And then,
But what has Jason Bateman been doing? I mean, I know
Just movies
he
and that.
directed that film that we.
Oh,
did
the
it come
one with
out?
the kids.
When did that come out?
I don't think
It's
it-
not
it's
the
good,
spelling
but
bee one.
it's-
It's not been out yet.
Definitely.
No, yeah.
Okay.
That looked pretty good. I thought.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like it seems like a while ago since we watched the trailer. So, but what else has he been doing? I mean, I've not seen him in any the last kind of rom
I mean, Horrible Bosses
comedy
2 has
thing.
been made.
Identity Thief?
Ah, Horrible
What's-
Bosses 2.
what's-
And then Thief, then the spelling bee one. Now this horrible
I mean,
boss.
yeah, he seems to have a
Does
pretty
he?
full
Yeah.
timetable, yeah.
Did anyone like season 4?
I like things about it.
Yeah, I didn't like the layout of it, like the whole like retelling the same events over from different perspectives.
I'd really like to see a fan edit of it cut into like where the episodes cut together to
And
be
more
more
full episodes.
to be more linear, yeah, not
Yeah.
not like a George episode and not like a Michael episode.
I
Like,
would agree with it. Yeah, I would agree with
Did
that.
someone not already do that? And
I-
Netflix
I'm-
took it down?
I'm assuming someone on the internet had done it somewhere.
It just they didn't have that. It just didn't.
There
There
were- there were-
like Arrested Development were in it, but it didn't feel like Arrested
There were
Development.
whole
It,
episodes that were kind of like.
it lost a bit of that magic.
There was certain like characters who's just plots
Yeah,
where we
yeah, George Senior
yeah,
episodes.
yeah, which-
It's not.
Yeah.
and that was so front loaded. Some of the better, like Job had
Yeah,
two
yeah.
episodes.
Buster didn't have an episode
Yeah.
till well into the season.
Job wasn't really in it for like the first 4 or 5 episodes at
Which
all.
is just-
which is a
Bad
move.
move.
If you're going to open it,
Totally.
you're like you have a Buster or a Job.
The things about it I really liked. I thought the whole storyline with Michael and his son was really good.
I thought like overall they did a good job of not relying on like they did the kind of really good Arrested Development of kind of nodding back to old jokes while introducing like a lot of really good new ones as well.
Yeah.
Like that was something which really balanced well.
Do you know? I liked Kirsten Wiig as the mum,
Ah.
but I
Yeah,
thought Seth
Seth Rogen
Rogen as the
was
dad
useless.
was boring. It's like you're obviously a fan of the show. You know these guys. You're going to get on it, but you were completely.
Kirsten Wiig was spot on.
She was spot on.
So good as
What was that was when they were.
The flashbacks.
yeah.
when they were younger.
Right,
yeah.
alright, okay, I was George Senior, and that is
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the show before that, when they had flashbacks to when they were young, they were just. I'm sure it was just like you
Same
see
with
George
Bad Lights,
Senior,
yeah.
yeah, with hair. It's the same as when they flash back when they're kids, when it's that guy that teaches them lessons. He's the exact same
Oh,
age.
yeah.
And I think that's a good joke. It's just, I agree with you, Laura and Paco, that it lost a bit of its magic. If it comes back, they need to get back to basics in terms of the format. Absolutely.
Lost also had that problem, though. Funny you should say Lost, Joe. Was it season 2 or season 3? It was like the first 6 episodes with the same events told from different perspectives, and eventually just was like, fucking just progress with the story already.
Answers are coming.
Well, that was a lot.
Was it season 2?
No.
Season 2 is the
I
one.
think you kind of know bits and pieces, but you're kind of getting them mixed up. There was a few episodes where it would show you different events and different.
It was like something like the first 6 episodes of season 2 or the first 6 episodes of season 3
Was
were
it?
just the same events.
The bits I've seen in season 2, it was just like.
Did you just watch the same episode over and over again?
There's one episode of season 2 where it shows you what happened for the first 48 days on the other side of the island. But other than that, I don't know. I think you're getting a bit. There's like.
When was Desmond introduced in the?
Desmond's at the very beginning of season 2.
Yeah, it's that season. It's definitely that season.
That's one episode.
No, there's like.
What do you mean not? There's very few things I'm an expert on, Paco.
And Lost
And
is one of them.
Lost is up there.
Apparently not.
Lucasade, The Simpsons, and Lost. Like.
Would Lucasade be
Your mastermind.
your mastermind subject?
It would probably be The Simpsons season 2 to 10, I'd say.
Why not season 1?
Because it's not. Yeah, it's still finding its feet. It's not quite the.
When did Lucasade first appear in shops?
Okay, I just like Lucasade a lot. I don't know an awful lot about it.
You lose. Magnus
Could you
will
do a
laugh you
blind
off the
taste?
chair.
Could you do a blind taste test of Lucasades?
What I'd say, oh, that's definitely orange, or that's definitely Candy Crush.
They're all
Yeah,
quite
and-
distinct.
I know what orange
Yeah,
is.
they're
Are
quite
they? I
distinct.
don't.
Yeah.
All of that just tastes like shit.
I'm not a Lucasade expert, but I could definitely do that.
Yeah.
You don't like any Lucasades?
Not really. I'm not like big on any of those kind of.
It's not an energy drink though. It's
I mean,
it's very sugary, but there's no like taurine or anything like that in it. It's not like a Red Bull.
It's a mega sugar fizzy.
Yeah, it's just what she said.
It's full of glucose as well, though, right?
That's what I guess his name.
Isn't that one of those?
Is that right? Yeah.
Lucasade, yeah.
Lucasade.
It's like a
So
weird,
you go.
like fake health, like advertising
like
thing, though,
Vitamin
isn't it? It's just like, oh, it's full of glucose. Well, that sounds good.
Glucose is just sugar.
Sugar.
But you show like, yeah, like,
Oh,
I can just
Yeah.
eat sugar.
That would be
Yeah.
bad. That's not nice. I've ate sugar. It's not nice.
Does your teeth just not like cry?
See, when you were a kid, did you ever like? Did your mum or dad ever get sugar cubes?
Yeah, I used to eat
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
I think we're up in a stable. No.
No, we just had
Why
packet
did
sugar,
we?
like the
What's
silver.
that?
Is it silver spoon? What's it called? What's the?
Yeah,
Yeah. We just had packets of
Kate
that.
and Lyle.
Tate Lyle.
Yeah, we never had the
My
cubes.
brother and sister, like my mum had them like occasionally. It wasn't like she got them all the time. But like I used to just eat them, like fucking just
I
straight
eat
up
them
eat
at
them.
restaurants, like if we were at kind of a fancier cafe or restaurant or something. Or
Is that what they're
just take a
intended
wee,
for the tea?
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see though. I was like, what the fuck's this?
Really?
It's not in
Yeah.
packets.
My brother and sister were evil as shit though when I was growing up. Like
Why?
as older siblings always are.
Yes,
Like,
so,
no,
Are you
like-
the youngest out of the three?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everyone thinks it's my sister because she just seems really young, but no, it's actually me. I'm the baby.
Oh.
But yeah, like Maddie used to bite her nails all the time. So like my mum bought like this stuff that you basically like put on the nails and
Mm.
taste
I taste
disgusting.
manky.
So that when they go to bite them, it just tastes really
That
fucking
sounds-
big and you
So
get
did
in
she
the habit.
force that
Did
with
she,
her
did
finger?
she court that on the sugar cubes?
Yeah, Maddie
Ah!
Maddie covered a sugar cube with that. And then when Paco would want a sugar cube, and I ate it, and it was like fucking in tears. And then my mum,
That's really nasty,
in
man.
true evil parent style, did the same thing to her.
Make me read it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Eye for an eye, man. I like that.
That's like outlaw justice to the Rodriguez house.
Is that rough justice?
Yeah.
Alan?
It's tough love. Really.
That's not even just a Rodriguez house. Like I messed with mum one time and she got me back. So it's like it
Is
doesn't
that
matter.
her- is that
Let's
her
not
law?
talk about that one here.
No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's if you fuck with his mum, she will get you back. She doesn't forget anything.
Yeah, even if like she doesn't know
Or
you,
forget.
like see if you say something even like it doesn't even need to be cheeky, but like if she takes it as being cheeky, she will
She'll
punch
get you.
you.
Tell him.
Like
Yeah,
she just
tell him.
if she doesn't know you, she'll still just punch you.
Oh yeah.
I
She's
respect that.
crazy.
I respect
That kind of
She's got the strength of 10 men as well.
that. What height is your mum? Small
She's like-
or
she's
short?
small.
She's about 5'4".
That's pretty small.
Maybe even
She's
taller
just a
than that.
small lady, man.
But like,
He's like, man, she lift this fucking
Is she
book
my
cabinet.
height? I'm 5'2".
she might be about the same age as you. Maybe a bit smaller. I don't know. Like it's kind of hard to tell. Like I know that I look down on her, like physically, not
You would dare do
I know
it.
your mum is like-
What I could kind of use
Metaphorically?
Is it metaphorically? I don't know.
Systematically.
But yeah, like she was like she had a shop. She had a haberdashery shop in Shotts where we.
For those of the listeners who don't know, for their benefit, what's a haberdashery shop?
It
You don't
says
know what
buttons,
that is?
is it?
For the listeners,
Crafts and
Crafts and buttons
yeah.
and fabric.
Quite
do
old-fashioned
repairs,
Haberdashery
curtains,
is
things
Like
like
she
that.
used to do like alterations and stuff like that.
is that what your sister learned to make cool patches?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's all just done in a machine.
Patches.co.uk.
Yeah, indeed. Put it on Facebook. But yeah, like we were moving shop, but I was helping to move, so I suppose the family shop. I actually learned quite a lot about material and stuff as a kid as well. Like I used to sell that stuff from mum, which is odd. But yeah, we were moving shop. Like so, she moved to Bathgate.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them at Bathgate's behind it. Also. Like there's this like massive work counter,
Mhm.
and me and Mano were like struggling to move it. Mano's my brother, by the way.
And they're big lads.
Struggling
like,
to
you know
move
what I
it, like just like really having trouble with it. My mum comes over and just like picks it up like it is nothing, and drags it into the shop. And the two of us kind of look at it. She's like 60 odd, and it's like, what the fuck? She's got like some obsession with vinegar as well. Like, I think she's pickled and it's kind of strengthened her bones. Like what's the face in Catwoman? Was it Sharon
Oh,
Stone?
Sharon Stone, yeah.
mean? When it's stone. Yeah.
So like, had she not been pickled by vinegar, would she be like a 6'5" like big buff thing? But she's just been like pruned,
Everything's
so she's
kind of
just shrunken down and
It's
like
like, see, like,
condensed.
see, like name one unembarrassing ailment that you may have had in your life.
Hay fever?
Like she would probably say, just rub vinegar in your eyes.
Probably wouldn't help.
It's like, you get a cup, put vinegar on it, she washes her hair with vinegar. Like,
She
she
really?
No, vinegar
does, she actually
harm,
does.
it makes it shiny.
Like, but she does it, she uses it for everything. It's like, she had like a rash in her hand, she was like, I'll just put vinegar on it, and it was fine. It's like, as if like vinegar is like her fucking, I don't know. Like,
Life
holy water.
source.
yeah.
It's like I was saying a lot before we started. I burnt both my thumb and my lip on some like molten sugar. Would vinegar help? 'Cause I don't think
Why
it
not?
would.
Let's phone it up and ask her.
Yeah, if you can find out for your mum. That blister.
It's quite a
Show the
small
camera the
blister.
blister.
Yeah, well, you won't be able to see it, obviously.
Molten sugar.
If you can enhance and zoom in and enhance.
What is molten sugar?
I was making a waffle and I just poured out the side of it.
Oh.
And I got it on my thumb and I was like, that's really sore. I'll get it off my thumb by putting it in my mouth. And then
Is it
burnt my
like
lip as
lava?
well. It was honestly lava. You know how they say like in prison, like you'll boil sugar and like throw it on people as like
Yeah.
it's like
That's what the
symptom
guy in
torture.
Startup did to the
Yeah.
paedophile.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to my thumb and lip.
Sugaring it. Oh, nice.
It sucked. The Lonely Island,
Oh yeah.
who we all know as
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg and his pals. They're making another movie.
Is it Judd Apatow?
He's producing it. He's not directing it.
Another movie?
Another movie, you
Yeah.
say? That's
You
right.
talk about Hot Rod.
You mean a movie called Hot Rod, which is not very good.
That's not Lonely Island.
Yeah, yeah.
It's produced by Will Ferrell, but I think Andy Samberg wrote it, and
It's
they
I
not
were-
thought
Just
Lonely
like-
Island, like that name was the band.
I think it's just a comedy group,
yeah,
and they release like
Mhm.
comedy albums. But yeah,
because they started off, I think, on like YouTube and whatever, and they were picked
Yeah,
up by
they did.
SNL.
They
and
did.
now they're like mainstays on SNL.
Mhm.
So hopefully, I think they're funny guys. If they made like a movie that was like about the band, kind of Flight of the Conchords style thing,
Hmm.
that would be good.
They
'Cause
get like
I
guest stars and stuff.
thought Hot Rod was really bad.
Hot Rod,
I liked parts of Hot Rod.
yeah,
It had funny moments.
yeah, like there were some ideas in Hot Rod that were good, but there's like just some bits where they're clearly, I mean, like SNL performers, you can tell because there's times where they're ripping off like Footloose, and it just seems almost like a parody or a sketch show,
Yeah.
and there's no kind of clear, like, okay, we're gonna write a funny movie. It's more like there's bits of funny sketches in this film.
Like, they rely quite heavily on cultural references.
Yeah,
They don't always.
which can be good, but again, you got if you don't rein it in game perspective of a plot, then what's the point?
Like when I first saw that movie, a guy who we worked with gave it to me and he was like, "Oh, my favourite movie. It's the funniest movie every time. I watch it when I'm feeling down. It makes me feel so good. I watch it on a weekly
Yeah,
basis."
Name them all out to
Okay.
I'll let
It doesn't matter. It was Grant. Grant.
Oh,
Grant.
right.
And I liked him. He was a good
Grant's
guy.
a
We
good
got
guy,
on a lot. We liked a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same games, the film stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll probably love it as well then. This Andy Samberg guy seems alright. And I hated it. And I had to go and say to him like, no, that was terrible. And he
You
looked,
didn't have
he
to
was
say
like
no.
genuinely like let down. He was like, what? But I watch it to make myself feel better whenever I'm sad. It's my
His
favourite
dreams
movie.
were crushed,
Yeah.
Alan.
Sorry, I just thought it was terrible.
Well, what was it? one of our good friends told me he didn't like Napoleon Dynamite, and I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. I was like, of all people, I'm very surprised. And he's like, no, it's just shit. It's borderline racist. And I'm like, what?
Oh, get off your fucking high horse.
But yeah, so that was
Why is
that,
it,
that's
is it racist because of the stuff with
Is it Pedro?
the stereotypes. But whereas I was like, man, he didn't like it. That's up to him. But I still.
I love Napoleon anyway.
But Hot Rod, no. And Andy Samberg,
He's got a really amusing face.
I think he's a better performer than he is a comedian. Like I suppose, like
I
he's
agree.
a funny guy himself. Like I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I think that's- I think that'd be better without him. Honestly,
Oh, okay. No, I think.
I don't know what that is.
It's
It's like a
his
P4 show,
yeah, his like
comedy show.
I would say sitcom.
Yeah, it's a sitcom.
Ah,
It's a
sitcom,
baseless
eh?
sitcom.
Yeah, okay. It's not like a laugh track studio audience type thing, but yeah, sitcom.
yeah, I've watched a couple episodes. And I'm like, nah.
Sorry, man. I just noticed like the camera feed there. It kind of looks like Alan's got a kind of Jesus-esque halo going on.
Hello.
Sorry, what was that?
No, it was it, man. But yeah, like their Lonely Island music videos are very funny. But anything else that they do,
I've recently been like given a lot of SNL sketches to watch, and like he's in a lot of them. He really makes me laugh. I don't know. I love it as his big
Fair enough,
goofy face. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it's better than Hot Rod.
Like following the band, they can do the Blues Brothers.
Yeah,
on SNL maybe. That
It's
was-
a pretty like,
World
easy
follow.
formula to follow, right?
Yeah, we
guys.
could have like Justin. He's done a lot of stuff with him.
Yep,
Justin
yep.
Timberlake's been in
Yeah.
it.
His stuff with him is excellent as
Yeah.
well.
We know how Batman and Superman were on the same. Batman vs Superman was on the same day as Captain America 3.
Yep.
While Warner Brothers have blinked and moved they have shat it.
I love that fruit.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a good. Makes it sound so dramatic.
Yeah. They've pushed themselves forward to the 25th of March, and Cap just is like, told you.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh, they must have saw Guardians and shat themselves.
I think what they should do is like, we'll move it the same day. We'll just keep.
We'll
We'll keep chasing you. And
It's a mess.
it's like you can't get out of it. They'll cry. And
Or just like any
Tell
other
them all.
Marvel movie that's been released that year, just put it like bookend it, just like Cap and whatever else.
See, this isn't movie related, but it is Batman related.
Go.
And therefore still kind of relevant. Did you see that the creative director of the Final Fantasy series, I forget his name, like the main kind of art dude,
Yes.
he has been hired by Warner Brothers to design a new Batman suit for the new Batman game. It won't be the main one. It's just one you can play as, like when
Is
you
this
finish the game.
Arkham Knight that we're
Yeah, the
talking
Arkham Knight one. Yeah.
So like,
Like there's a picture of it online.
Is it the
He
old
looks
Final
like a
Fantasy suit?
fucking dragon. Okay, he's got like the
Do
bat.
that,
The
Paul!
bat symbol is like on his face.
Oh,
Like
hell
it's
yeah.
kind of like he's all black with the bat symbol that's red in his face. And he's got like gigantic bat wings,
Done.
like another set of fucking arms that come out the top of the wing that are like skeletons, and it's just armor coming out of armor that's
So
all
it
like
looks
muscles
I
and
guess
shit.
this will be just like an unlockable costume type thing.
Yeah, it'll be the thing at the end.
Cool. No, that's the
That's
Arkham
right.
That is
Knight.
the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Type
The Arkham Knight also looks really, really cool.
Type
Type in a Final Fantasy Batman costume.
The Arkham Knight is
But it
essentially.
may be like, see that second picture at the top
Yeah,
there?
the red
I think
one.
it's that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
holy shit!
It looks like it looks
is
like
a
That is
bloody
great.
joke.
it looks like Sauron and Iron Man, like
Yeah,
and a baby.
it does. Like he looks so fucking evil, but also
That
kind of
is
cool.
so Japanese.
It makes me like a Mega Man.
It is!
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that's
I will
funky,
play
man.
as
You don't like
Batman.
that at all, man?
No, that's
Like, I
shit.
think it looks pretty. Like, I mean,
That's-
it's like so over detailed that like.
That's dumb, man. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
hell
it's
is
You're
all
talking
that
about a guy that dresses up in fucking bat armor and like
Yeah.
punches people. That
No, but like
No?
when that's done properly, is like, right, this is a bit of a silly concept.
Yeah,
but
that's the picture I saw earlier. It's got like the big skeletal hands coming out the top of the wings.
fucking crazy,
When we
man.
post the podcast, we'll post
Yeah.
photos with you can tell.
I think it looks good.
That does.
No,
not
like, I
look
really
good.
like the art direction in Final Fantasy games. And,
Yeah.
like he looks like Bahamut.
Oh god, he does.
Yeah. Going back to the news a little second.
Sorry.
Like I was reading a wee thing that it's maybe a bit boring, maybe interesting, maybe it'll have future repercussions. But the Batman vs Superman moving forward will is kind of stretching out further the summer blockbuster season a wee bit, which could have kind of weird repercussions for when big movies are released. Because generally, wherever it's been released now is traditionally like a dumping ground for kind of like sort of have your January with your Oscar films.
Yeah, March is quite early for a summer blockbuster.
Yeah, so that's generally kind of a bit of a
Yeah, it's
shitty
normally
month and
like
kind of
March till like March till late April,
yeah.
and then it's October to end of September, October
Mhm.
is normally when
You see-
just throw shit out.
Do you see that like it's a bad thing though? Like,
No,
it's
no,
like-
No, it's just
like
interesting.
yeah, no, it's I think it's probably a good thing because
We'll have something to watch then. That'll be
exactly,
good.
yeah, and it'll hopefully kind of lead to everybody making a wee bit more money and everybody being happier because you kind of have like at the moment the weird like Pixar and all these companies putting their films out 5, 6, 7, 8 years in advance just to say don't bother releasing one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've taken the
This
print
is our
spot.
tough.
Yeah.
They're coming at them like pissing on a water hydrant.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
to
yeah,
stop.
So hopefully, yeah, lengthening out will be good for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. See, before I forget as well,
Mhm.
can I also say like we think we bring our name up at least weekly on the show now, being that it's a weekly show. But happy birthday, Lindsay Forrest.
Happy birthday, Lindsay!
Hope you have a smashing day.
Happy
Happy
Lindsay.
birthday!
That was Tommy's finger of approval.
Mouthful of caramel. What? Oh, I said that already. The Terminator Genesis is
Spelled stupidly.
weird. What's that all about? The new
We
movie is
talked about
called.
that last week.
We
No,
talked about it last week.
No, it happened like
Oh,
just
really?
after the show last week.
But you know why it's going to be called Genesis? with a
So
Y?
let's just break it down for the people who don't
There's
have it.
more than
Break it down.
Are you sure we didn't talk about this last week?
Yeah.
We absolutely talked about this last week.
No, I'm
This
pretty
is
sure.
very fucking familiar, man.
Genesis with a Y,
I think this
Genisys.
maybe
So
because
you're
we were
saying
talking about
there's an
something
I in there anyway. So they're not switching all the I's to
But, like,
Y's.
but the thing is, though, they've done it like when you see it written down, and when you think of like,
Just says it looks
The-
Scream's company name.
yeah, it's like sys as in system,
Yeah.
Genesis system. It looks like it looks like a corporate name for something.
So like maybe
Genisys.
if they explained it a bit before just saying, "Oh, this is how we're spelling it,"
Yeah, here's
people
Arnie
wouldn't be
sitting
so
there.
confused. Yeah.
Well, it started off as Genesis, as in like the normal way
Like
it's
the Mega
spelled.
Drive.
Yeah.
But like then I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger posted on his Facebook and Instagram, whatever,
On the
sitting in the chair
Terminator
saying Terminator Genesis with a Y, and that's when everybody's like,
Yeah,
well,
you know what? Release fake trailer or release like a fake advertising
Like a
trailer for the
viral
company,
company,
Genesis, and then
That's exactly what's going to
Terminator
happen.
burns through.
Yeah, they should have done
well,
that.
the same thing with,
Start
like,
with.
with Prometheus when they had the TED Talks.
Yeah.
with,
Trask, Oliver Trask.
Yeah.
Trask Industries.
Yeah, it's not a new idea. They
So,
just don't know how to do it.
A while back,
It's dumb.
before all this was happening, we were talking about what the supposed plot for the next time it's going to be, and it was supposed to be like a 1920s thing where Arnie's a detective.
That
Is
was
happening?
that was one thing. The other thing was that
It'd be the 1800s.
I'm just so tired of Terminator rumors.
Well, the cast in it is.
I really fucking hope that's not
I think
happening.
what's her name? Amelia Clark, the Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah.
She's Sarah Connor, so
Okay.
Oh, so Sarah Connor, isn't it?
she's in it.
And Jason Clarke, who was from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, he's in it. He's good.
Who's John Connor then?
Good.
None of this is
Jai Courtney is John Connor.
It's a
And
movie
Matt,
about time travel. Like
It's
They
all
can fit this in
relative.
however they want.
It's all relative.
and Matt Smith is in it as well. But again, like
Matt Smith?
Oh,
he's
Doctor.
a former doctor. But at the same
The
time, it's
Scottish
like
no,
No, that's David
I'll
Tennant.
do.
Pierre Capaldi.
And David
No,
Tennant.
but see, you're right though, Paul. But it's gonna be interesting. They're gonna try and
It's not going to be interesting.
no, it's gonna be interesting to think about in the sense like, right, well, you've got all these like young people, so where are they gonna take it? But you're ultimately you're right. It's gonna suck ass.
Yeah.
The guy directing it is the guy that did Thor 2. So I'm like, well,
The thing is, Tommy, we're actually thinking a lot more about it now than the actual writers will be. So,
It can only be better than Salvation, right? Alright?
hey, like, don't.
It couldn't absolutely be worse than that.
Could be worse.
Positive thoughts. Maybe it'll be great. Who knows?
I don't know, man.
How amazing would that be? Like in a year or
trying to
two when it
think
comes
who-
out, when it's like, man, remember we were all
Better than
worried.
T2! Oh,
Remember we were all
I'm pretty
worried
sure
that
when I was
Alien
looking at
was
the-
shit?
I'm pretty sure
You
when I was looking at the folk that wrote it, one of the writers I think wrote Shutter Island, but there's like the other person I think wrote Drive Angry, and there was something else, and I was just like, this is a fucking catastrophe, man.
Is that a poster for Avatar I just saw there?
Yeah.
But they produced it. That's nothing to do with it.
They were just there for the money.
Do you see who the other writer was for Terminator Genesis?
This person wrote Shutter Island. The other one, Patrick Luzier.
I'm sure that's the guy that directed Drive Angry, wrote it, and
Scream.
No, that's a well-written movie.
Oh, but Dracula 2000 totally cancelled.
This is a mixed bag.
Oh my
Scream
God.
1 and 2 are very well-written movies.
He didn't write them.
Oh, well,
Kevin Williamson wrote the first one.
His
God.
Dracula
Dracula
2000, Dracula 2 Ascension, Dracula 3 Legacy.
He really loves Dracula and shitting on that
and
fucking
Drive Angry.
franchise.
That's a fucking shit sandwich right there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he seems to be a fairly accomplished editor, which, you know,
With the shit water.
I love
Oh
how
no, hold on. Mighty
whenever
Ducks, Mighty Ducks, go back.
yeah,
Mighty
D3.
Ducks.
Yeah, but he didn't write it though. It's
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
no. He's he's got a great eye for technical prowess, but just
Shit, right.
delicacy of writing.
I
Exactly.
love whenever you're like kind of skeptical or something, you go like, mega high pitch. Really don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Who knows?
Laura, you can check out for the next 5 minutes. David Brent's getting a movie. I'm a big fan of the
I'm with you, Laura. I'm also checked out.
See, the thing is, I think it's cool, but it's a bit late.
Who isn't involved with it? Stephen Merchant.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
no.
Suddenly we're all turning against it.
That is honestly a massive deal breaker.
Because you know who really fucking likes himself? Well,
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais
Yeah.
really thinks he's
That's a
very
shame.
funny.
Because when I was reading about it, they was talking about how it was going to be, obviously, it's going to be like camera crew following Brent on like him trying
His
to
band
be like a
tour,
pop,
isn't it?
yeah, like
Yeah.
trying to be a pop star and stuff, and so Brent thinks it's like when Scorsese follows around the Rolling Stones, that's what he thinks, but the camera crew are actually like kind of like a Where Are They Now type thing, because like, oh, this is the guy that was in that TV show The Office, and now he's really pathetic.
Ten
But
years
he thinks
on.
it's like total rock documentary.
See,
And that all sounds alright, but like Merchant's not involved.
no, see, like that's a bad thing. But even then, I like The Office, and
I love
like
The Office.
Yeah, so do I, man. But I just think it's like, well, what else do we need to see from his character? I think they took it as far as it should go.
It's,
Even the
Yeah,
Christmas special was
Christmas
a nice.
special is a perfect ending.
Yeah, you're like,
Well, that's
bye
my-
bye.
I mean, that whole second season is just like shit happening. Like it's an awful season to watch. It's really just horrible stuff.
Yeah.
So to either have redemption or to have more bad stuff happening, it's just a weird.
Well, that's the
it
thing,
never
at the
You
end
know,
of
like kicking him when he's completely
Yeah,
down,
when he's so
or
down, or-
elevating him into this amazing figure that
which he
he's
probably doesn't
obviously not.
deserve.
So
Yeah.
Which I think, again, the Christmas special, he did get kind of the closest thing to some kind of redemption or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was it. And it's but Brent, Gervais is really good at doing that. Like same as like Andy Millman in the Christmas special for extras is excellent. Again, just a really nice kind of like that's us. We took it as far as it could go. Thanks for watching. With the David Brent movie, I think it's too late. Merchant's not involved, which is a bad thing, and they've taken it as far as they can go. It might be alright. I mean, I like David Brent, but I just think there's no point in it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, is there? Do you then want to see other characters in that from The Office? Not really.
Like,
Who else
no.
would you want to see?
At the
Who do you
most,
think's
like,
worth following up?
catching up with Tim and Don and be like, oh, we're making a film with David Brent, and then being like, oh, I don't want any part of that. And then like that's it. That would be funny. But,
Exactly.
It's Tim Martin Freeman.
yes.
I never took to the British office. Like when Tommy was watching all the American ones, like I ended up loving that.
That's easier to get on. Yeah, that's easier to get on board with.
But yeah, I don't know. Going into the story, I was more up for it, but I don't know. Steve Merchant's not writing it with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just for everybody knowing, it's about the balance that relationship created.
Yep. There's a
Ricky
reason.
Gervais
There's
really
a reason the
famous for
Wings aren't the
numbers.
Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to see a really good movie that they were involved with, watch Cemetery Junction. I feel not enough people, and I watched that and didn't get the recognition it deserved. It was an excellent movie. Nice wee coming of age.
Do you think
Nice
that's
movie.
Do you think that's the kind of movie that people outside of Britain would like as much as we did?
Yeah. I think it's not just.
It's a very British movie.
I know, but I think
In a
it
way.
transcends that. I think it's like it's got that whole story of from a small town wanting to kind of break out and do your own thing while you're young. I think that is, and it was done so well, and it was very cinematic. Yeah, it was very British, but it's the same as. I remember me and you were watching a podcast recently. I think it was a Rooster Teeth one, and it was like four American. It was like three American guys.
Oh yeah, the film.
And they were talking about
was it
space.
Screenplay.
They were talking about space. They were talking about the In-Betweeners movie, like the English
Yeah.
one. They were like,
They were talking about why they didn't need remade for an American audience because people actually liked the British ones, then the American ones bombed.
Absolutely.
Well,
They were quite like Fred, football, Fred. Like they were. I was like, man, that's so odd because like obviously,
I think they also made a point though of saying that they didn't think that good foreign films like Let There Eat One In should be remade. So that's
I mean, if you look at what like some of the bigger British directors kind of international, I mean, you've got people like Ken Loach and kind of not Shane Black, the other one, Shane Meadows, who all like a lot of Peter Mullen, who all do these kind of sort of gritty or working class kind of. I think there's a kind of on a sort of international sort of filmy scale. People like that kind of.
Yeah, I think Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, they're very, very British.
Edgar Wright in general just really does something to be.
But I think they're more like zombies. It's comedy, definitely, and it's like a combination story. Whereas like you've got your Ken Loaches and your Peter Mullins will make more. It's very close to home and it's very kind of a class kind of driven story, and folk will watch that, but it's more like I'd say that they might even class as art house movies if it was in America. Or whatever.
I think Cemetery Junction would get a bit more of a pass because it's a period piece, like set in the 70s.
Well, set in the 70s.
So that already seems like a different planet. So there being a different country is not really that big of a barrier when it's set like 40 years ago, I think.
I saw like there was a thing on an update on Facebook. I think it may have been David Alford possibly who asked all his Facebook friends what they think the best Scottish movie is.
All right.
What are the options? Train Spotting? Like what else we got?
Well, isn't that a kind of like is it by directors?
See, like he also stipulated that it can't be Braveheart. I don't know why he said that. But, like, see, really thinking about it, like if it's films, well, it wasn't even filmed as films. It was Ireland, wasn't it?
Braveheart.
Was it filmed in Ireland?
Ireland, I think probably parts of Scotland as well. Yeah.
Well, I suppose this comes into like the whole, Gravity getting nominated to an English film or British film.
And
but
that point is The Dark Knight Rises, basically, is my favourite Scottish film.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, that was what Inverness and Glasgow. That was like.
See what they say? Like, say like it's one by like, it's got mainly like a Scottish cast. And he's put it to that though, like there really aren't any good ones. I fucking hate Train Spotting. Like everybody seems to love it.
It's not Train Spotting.
It's a very good movie. But again, I think a lot of that has to do with like Danny Boyle as a director in terms of bringing that to life. I think that the acting's all good in it as well. I couldn't believe it when I found out Johnny Lee Miller wasn't Scottish because that accent's perfect.
Speaking of things that people posted on Facebook, I meant to mention this. Jordan Russell posted their Facebook page with a question.
About In Bloom?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Have any of you guys seen In Bloom? What were your thoughts? Worth a watch? Question mark.
I don't know what it is.
Is that the Daniel Radcliffe movie?
No, that's
Horns.
What If. Alright, okay.
You out movie does, Jordan.
But it's quite a recent film because I did look it up.
You out the Raptors.
It's 2013. Yeah, I've no
Judging
idea.
by the poster, it was something Paul would have seen.
Did you reply to him on the page?
I made a stupid joke about the Nirvana song.
Looking at the director, who's also the writer on her other films, I don't know anything, so I don't.
We will get back to you.
Yeah, no idea at all.
We'll have a
Sorry.
look at it.
Maybe you should try to fuck with us. You just looked for a really obscure film and was like, what did you guys think of this? I thought it was really mise-en-scène.
That's not Jordan. That's not Jordan at all.
But no, sorry, I never seen it. The Nirvana song, however, is very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
real music. That hardly ever happens.
Yeah, I'm always waving that iron. Do you know what? I had a really horrible moment. I listened to some Iron Maiden quite recently and just went,
Are you like,
this
oh
is
wait, I'm
pretty
23.
fucking dumb. Yeah, this
It
is
is
like,
like-
what the fuck is this?
It is dumb, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yes.
Iron Man 3, which is dumb and bad.
Wrong.
Correct.
Wrong.
Right.
No, I had that moment.
Music's allowed to be dumb.
I had that moment a couple of nights ago. Good friend of the podcast, Casper Guzniski, came up to mine and Paco's, and we were playing SingStar, and having a couple of drinks.
Is it a killer or something?
No, it was we were
Was
doing,
you too?
still haven't found what I'm looking for. And Casper started laughing when he actually had to sing the lyrics. Like, what the fuck is this lyrics about, man? I says, I know, man. They don't really make any sense. It's just very catchy.
What? I have climbed the highest mountain. I've run through the fields only to be with you.
Keep going.
I
I've spoken with
Sing it,
Joe.
Joe. Sing it.
I've held hand with the devil. It was warm like fire. I was as cold as stone. And it's like,
Yeah, it's all just random lines that like kind of sound like they have.
U2 has some very, very good shit lyrics.
no, like I'm not. I like that song, but it's really when you listen to it, you're like, what is he talking about?
It seems like that, the song that Alan was playing in his car a couple of weeks back, Mungo Jerry's "Summertime." The summertime.
That's a very questionable lyrics.
It's a good song, but then when you actually listen to the lyrics, it's all like, oh, if she's rich, then fucking take her for a drink. If she's not, then throw that bitch to the curb.
I mean, not verbatim what it says, but more or less.
It's like, what the fuck is that? And then, the lyrics for The Boys are back in town as well. Like, I used to like that song until I listened to the lyrics. And now it's like, I can't listen to that. It's fucking rubbish.
No, it's brilliant. Same as was it, All That You Can't Leave Behind is again a very random song by U2, but very good. But yeah,
that's the album, isn't it? Song.
No, there's a song. No, there's.
Is it All That You Can't Leave Behind?
No, there is a. Shit, there's a song that has that lyric in it.
Alright, okay.
On that album.
I'm sure there's loads of songs with stupid lyrics.
No, there's plenty.
I mean, I'm a massive Oasis fan, so there's
Yeah.
plenty
Yeah,
there's
there's a lot of
lyrics.
gobbledygook for you, like,
I'd
that's
say that, like,
really catchy.
At the same time, there was a song on "Is Be Here Now," the third album.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the album where, like, before the first two albums of Oasis, I thought were amazing. I was right into them. "Be Here Now" was the album that put me off Oasis.
Every song's like 10 minutes long.
When it got to the one "Magic Pie,"
Magic Pie's the worst song.
yeah, I was just like,
terrible.
okay, Noel has officially ran out of ideas.
He was fucking
I'm no
out of his head
longer,
on cocaine. Like,
I'm no longer listening to this.
you should listen to him talk about it now. He's so embarrassed by it.
Such a fucking terrible
It's a
song.
terrible song.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a nice idea to make musicians like listen to their mistakes.
It's funny though,
Just,
because
like, force them to face
I
up.
once
to it.
watched an interview with him like around about 1997, and someone saying like, oh, like in years to come, like what songs do you want to be remembered for? And he's like, Live Forever, Champion Supernova, Magic Pie. It's like he watches that now, he's like, what was I thinking? I was thinking of cocaine. Is what I was thinking of.
Magic Pie's fucking terrible.
Terrible.
Such a bad song.
But the thing is, like the verses are actually pretty good, but then the chorus is like, you see me,
Yeah,
I've got my magic pie. It's like, what does that mean?
What is this?
Yeah,
Somebody's cocaine pipe?
I don't know what he's talking about. Who knows?
Only know
I'm
this.
guessing it's something to do with a really good vagina.
Hey man, there's lots of songs with really good videos.
Name one.
Cherry
Oh,
pie.
man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
She's so good we can go my crap.
I heard a really kind of derogatory name for a vagina recently.
Go.
It was Gammon Gates.
Oh,
Gavin,
That's like-
Who said that?
David McLeod.
It was.
I was like, oh
Oh,
god,
David, that's fucking
brilliant.
great.
So would the Cockney Raven slang that be Gareth Gates?
Gavin,
Maybe.
You know, you can't ring Gates with Gates. Come on, pal. You'd be laughed at London if you tried that down there.
My God.
what, London
Or
Town?
Blade.
It'll probably be like United States, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
Gavin Gates.
Wooden crates.
Wooden crate.
Yep.
There you
We
go.
clearly were a Cockney and you're
Formerly.
Okay. Oh, what were we talking about?
We were talking with David Brent, but now we've moved on from that.
Fucking hell, was that? Okay.
It's one of those days. One of those shows.
Mm.
Let's call this one the filler ep.
Oh, the Ramblecast.
Bill Murray's going to be doing the voice of Baloo in the in John Favreau's Jungle Book adaptation.
Go
This
back.
sounds very
Go.
fucking familiar again. Have we not talked
We
about
talked
this?
we talked about this.
We did. You just clearly like
We were feeling it in the
during the
future
week.
at some point.
We fucking spoke about this.
We haven't. What did you say about it then?
Time is a
We're like
flat
that.
circle.
We're like, yeah, alright.
No, but we haven't talked about this. You maybe have read it in life and then talked about it
In
with
life?
other friends that you're talking
Well,
I
about.
remember.
I sat and imagined you in the room and talked to you
Has-
and imagined
Has
you.
Bill Murray ever been in a film where he sang?
Lost in Translation.
Does he sing that?
Garfield.
Oh, they-
That's
yeah,
Garfield.
yeah.
Garfield.
You sang Garfield?
Yes.
What did you sing?
Can't remember, but it's a blanked out.
Samba Lasagna.
Is The Jungle Book still going to be a good movie if it doesn't have the song Bare Necessities in it?
I don't think I'll have any
Well,
songs
is it
in
going
it.
to be? Is it going
I
to
don't
be
know
about
at
the
all.
book, or is it going to be about the Disney
It's
cartoon?
going to be the book thing, so it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to
So
be like a
it's going to be pretty grim
musical.
then.
They better put that song in there somewhere, or I won't be happy.
Or they might go the whole Snow White and the Huntsman take on it, where it's like, no, we're gonna have it where it's actually, you know, it's not traditionally the way it was, but here we go. There's Kirsten Stewart, there's Bill Murray for some shit.
John
I like
Favreau's doing it.
But like,
You're
remember
John
the ends
Favreau's
where
gonna sleep with
Mowgli
Bill
turns up at the village and kills
Wouldn't you?
everybody?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you
Like
sleep
the
with Bill Murray?
animals.
Eh?
Oh, no.
You damn well would.
Give her a
Jungle Book
blowjob,
ain't
didn't
a
it?
happy fucking story, man.
I didn't suggest anything sexual. I was expecting a cuddle or something.
Was it like, we should have this before though,
A bed companion.
Jungle Book isn't the only Disney one.
Oh, hell no.
Fucked up ending
Hell
that they changed.
No, they're all from like Jim's daycares and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're all like.
Sleeping Beauty gets raped in her sleep by the prince and gets woken up by giving birth.
Nice.
The
Wait,
big bad
Phantom
wolf
of the
like eats the
Woods.
grandmother and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that
That
happens.
happens anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
He eats
That's
everybody.
just part of the story.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Oh, so was that with number
You,
6
you, you don't see
I'm making
it.
things up.
It's like you don't turn the page and oh shit,
Well,
there's
you know, like-
lessons everywhere. It's more like, yeah,
See the
something
bit-
bad happened.
When you read the Book of Fables in The Wolf Among Us,
Uh-huh.
when it talks about how the huntsman cut open the big bad wolf, filled him full of rocks and chucked him in the river, I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Children read this? You did what?
That's pretty cool. Though. But yeah, I don't know. My question is, how did he get hold of Don't Worry?
John Favreau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
You probably met him at some random
Well, he
person's
must have,
party.
he must have left
Yeah.
the voicemail on his 0800 number that he gets phoned on for scripts.
John Favreau, Robert Downey Jr., Bill Murray.
Yeah, they're probably pals. Yeah.
Nobody probably like
Or turned up at
was
a
in the neighborhood and probably needed to use the toilet. He was like, John Favreau, can I use your toilet? He's like, Bill, do you want to read the script whilst there? Sure.
Yes,
I'll do it.
We've mentioned it in the show so many times, but he's such a great celebrity.
Bill
And Bill
Murray.
Murray just knows exactly what everyone wants from him and is happy to oblige.
Yeah, there was a picture he put on Facebook, and it's just has he ever smiled at a picture? He's just kind of like, well, just looking like he can't be bothered, but he's enjoying himself quietly.
If I ever met him, he's like the only person I would ask to be on this show and think that he might actually do it. It's like,
He
hey,
probably would.
in Glasgow for a couple of days, do you want to come out and Clash Flat and be on our podcast? And he
Sure,
probably
man.
would.
and just talk about anecdotes
Yeah.
all day.
Oh, we can dream.
The offer's there.
Yeah,
Bill.
if you're listening.
He
Yes.
probably is, yeah.
The Ninja Turtles movie is getting a sequel already.
Fuck you.
Where are you getting
No
that?
surprises.
August
Uh,
2016.
Because it's already out in theatres, August 8th.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Who
I
knows?
thought it was a sequel. Yeah, it took like 70 odd million, 80 million.
Ah!
It's got 17% on it so far.
Yeah, I was saying it's only like I watched a review on YouTube.
This is fucking tragic.
a couple
On you
of
go.
folk we were mega
Actually,
angry at it
where's
already.
the juice?
It's over here.
Right.
There you go, juice break.
Continue.
What is wrong with you people?
So do you know how the turtles learn the martial arts?
Yes, through a fucking book.
Yeah.
Splinter
finds
finds a book and then so oh, you're going to teach them that so I can get revenge and send you guys to go and kill Shredder. And who's the guy that's in the movie again?
Remember? Dog it.
I don't know who's Shredder, but William
It's the
Fingers in
It's the
it.
same character from Dark Knight
William
Rises.
Fincher.
William Fincher. He's not Shredder. He is
Fincher.
Shredder. Shredder's his own little thing. But Megan Fox, his father was a scientist and they created the Ninja Turtles, but she doesn't remember the Ninja Turtles, so she should be able
She
to know
also
who the Ninja
saved them
Turtles
as a
are.
child.
She
like
saved them as a
them.
child, but so she should know who they are, but she
Terrible.
doesn't. Oh my god, this movie is going to be so shit.
Oh, it's terrible. Though at least it sounds like they are no longer aliens, which was proposed a while back, remember?
Yeah,
What was it I said to you, Paco? Says, so where does Shredder fit this? And he's like,
He's trying to-
he's buying up real estate in New York
Yeah.
to try and take it over. I'm like,
and he's also
Oh.
developed the ooze that turned the turtles into
Pipes.
turtles. Has the potential to heal everyone on the planet,
oh.
but it also has the potential to poison everyone on the people. And it can be used for either.
Oh.
Get the evil!
Shredder
that
wants
is
to use it to
fucking
poison
dumb.
people, but
Just depends
April's
what
dad
choice
wants to
you
use
have.
it to cure people. It just sounds like a fucking shit mess. It just sounds.
so basically, it's going to be about them getting rid of the ooze forever and ever.
yeah, essentially.
Chemical warfare, what an original idea.
It's
in
like-
2014.
Exactly like the end of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've heard that the reviewers
Yeah.
have seen it are like it's exactly the same. Like,
Yeah. But hey, Megan Fox was,
balls.
she was right. They turned up, and now they've got a sequel.
it's just a shame that like we've survived so many like versions of the Ninja Turtles. Like there's the original show, and then there was the great first one, live action, and then there was the second one, which was not so bad, because parents complained about the violence, so that's when they changed everything to like household objects, which makes no sense because then your child can beat you up with salami. What? And then the third one, which was fucking horrendous. Then the live action cartoon was Venus, the female turtle with her fucking shell boobs. And then the Japanese version of the manga, which is just really silly. And then you've got the new version, which is Nickelodeon, which is really kind of cute. His name is
We tried to watch that and it's fucking terrible.
It's like, I've only seen a little
So
clip.
cheap. You talk about the one that looks like VR Troopers Power Rangers. It looks like a total.
Look, it's so fucking cheap. Like
Oh,
they
yeah,
look,
man,
they
that's
look like the
so cool,
pound
man.
shop costumes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, the animated one.
No, it's like a live action.
No,
thing.
it's like-
they look like they're
it
wearing
looks
full
like-
suits.
Because I've not seen that
It
one.
looks like a Power Rangers VR Troopers esque kind of
The
thing.
one that the Nickelodeon one that I'm talking about is like them, but it's animation, but it's
Oh,
like
no.
they're actual teenage. Like I know they're teenagers in the original Ninja Turtles, but they're a lot younger teenagers, they're maybe like 13, 14.
No, this
so
is-
they're kind of goofier, which is kind of cool.
This is
There was
what
also-
going about in
there
costumes.
was also the TMNT movie a few years
That
ago.
was not
Which
bad though.
that was actually
Right.
I really enjoyed that.
That was alright.
Right, but
Though it did have like glaring inconsistencies.
yeah.
Where like it was all to do with like the 13 monsters, but at one point in the movie they really killed 13 of them.
Yeah, so
Another
there
one
should
shows
be
up.
no more. And what? Did you not
What's-
count their monsters?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Apart from
Basic
Shredder,
shit.
Rocksteady, Bebop, and Krang, can you name any other Turtles baddies? I
There
can
was the
name one
wee
more.
kind of scientist that was like a fly.
Thingy Ooze.
That's Baxter Stockman. That's the
Yeah.
only one I can remember.
Was it Melvin Ooze?
You're thinking of Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers
Was
movie?
that Power Rangers?
The
They're the
Rat
same
King,
thing.
The rat.
Yeah, I remember him. He was
Ice
like
Cream
a total-
Kitty, Jack
Oh,
J.
Pizza
Kurtzman,
Face. Yeah, Pizza Face.
That sounds familiar. Pizza
Pizza
Face.
Face.
Sid Fong, oh, Stockman
Ice
Fly,
Cream Kitty.
Yeah,
Yeah, Baxter Stockman. I remember him.
Leatherhead.
I don't remember any of these.
This is
Leatherhead
this
was
is
like a shark, wasn't he?
this
Yeah.
is 2012, so I don't know how.
See, I don't remember. I remember Shredder and Krang were always involved. Like even Baxter Stockman worked for them, so I'm like, it was only them, like Rocksteady, Bebop, and Foot Clan. So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought a frog thing was involved, but I think that was Biker Mice from Mars, which was awesome.
Yes.
You make me thinking of Battletoads.
Oh, Battletoads
What's
was great
Battletoads?
too. Oh,
It's
Battletoads.
like a. Do you remember Bucky O'Hare?
Aye,
Oh,
that's it's Bucky O'Hare's villains. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like no, but then like the Battletoads became like
Their own
I
franchise.
could, yeah, but they were the good guys.
Yeah.
There was the four-armed duck with an eye patch
Yeah.
in Bucky O'Hare.
Who was Han Solo basically.
You couldn't. Okay, that was a nice trip down nostalgia lane.
That's all the
That
news.
conversation was better than the fucking bullshit
Yeah.
movie we're
So
gonna get.
just,
See, like,
just talk to your friends about Ninja Turtles and like old cartoons.
Like I keep seeing like little snippets of the intro for the Turtles cartoon that I enjoyed as a kid.
That was fucking great.
Still looks awesome.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like fair enough, like all the stuff where it's like Raphael is cool but rude. It's like he just looks like a total
Like
dick.
the party did.
Yeah, like okay, like I don't want to watch the show. I'll just watch the intro on repeat.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
but they
man.
look good though. Like see the bit where they're all jumping out the fucking truck. They look badass.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
Mhm. They always did though, man. Those kind of 90s state, like
Oh, yeah. Like
Thundercats is the
Thundercats,
daddy in terms of that one. You're like, that intro's like the best intro of anything ever, probably.
It's the best intro, but
The Biker from Mars
terrible.
intro was
Oh,
amazing
that
as
was
well. With like the
fucking
robot
great, that
voice, like
one,
Biker
man.
Mice from Mars.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, fucking
Love it.
best 90s TV shows like
Love
that was fucking great.
And like Cow and Chicken. You know, like
what was that?
Cow and Chicken?
Cow and chicken. That's what
Yeah.
And like Dexter's Laboratory and all those kind of.
Yeah.
I love Dexter's stuff.
Yeah. Ah, sigh.
Right.
So
I've got
was
a
it
bit of
the
news.
good times.
Oh,
It's not.
God.
No one except Crackle will be angry about this. Basically,
Shit.
the lovely Anne Rice, as in her infinite wisdom, has
Oh.
licensed the rights to the Vampire Chronicles to Universal,
Okay.
and the writers of our beloved Vampire Chronicles, Michael, is going to be the writers of Transformers 2 and Star Trek and Star Wars. So the lovely, hold on till I fact check this, Eddie Kruger and Roberto Orci.
Yeah.
Terrible,
Wow.
terrible.
So the vampires are gonna be Transformers,
That's
magicians.
fucking bad news.
That's bad news. And like,
Because like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, the original Interview with the Vampire movie was actually pretty good.
it was good, yeah. It was
Like,
good
Queen of the
adaptation.
Damned was pretty
It was
shit.
fucking awful.
Had a good soundtrack, but man, there was potential there for those to be fucking good films.
Yeah.
And, like, in a world that has now survived the Twilight saga,
Yeah.
like that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Queen of the Damned, I think, tried to be kind of more like. It tried to be this kind of fast, kind of MTV, kind of cool movie.
It was
whereas
that was MTV generation.
Interview with the Vampire was very much it was a Neil Jordan film, so he kind of took his time with it. It was very well acted. It was very
See?
well written. I think Anne Rice wrote the screenplay, and you're like, it's Interview with the Vampire Chronicles. What happened to like the two after that or whatever? It's like, man, because Interview with the Vampire made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was like Oscar nominated, so it
The
kind
ghost is angry.
of makes me. It kind of makes me wonder what happened to the other adaptations.
Like yeah,
Well-
and see if if the
Is this
vampire
about the
was
time she found religion? Maybe
No,
No.
I mean like what she has done now.
Well, she's gonna
Hey.
distance herself from Christianity now.
Like when if the Vampire Lestat and the Queen of Damp had been made in a similar style to Interview with the Vampire,
Perfect.
it would have been good movies.
Yeah.
Is Interview with the Vampire the best of those three
Books or
books?
They're all really different.
They're all
like
exceptional.
Interview with the Vampire is such a
What one do you enjoy the most? Sorry, I'm going to throw it to both of you.
I couldn't really pick.
They're
all,
all- they're
three
all-
of them-
recently started.
all three of them,
Again,
all
didn't
three of those
Yeah.
books were good.
So they're all,
Like, we
they're
go
all
down the
different.
hill big time after that, but
Yeah, like
those first three are good.
they're
books.
fantastic. They're so different. Like from Interview with the Vampire, it kind of does exactly what it says in the tin. It's talking about Louis' life as just before he got turned, and then his life with Lestat and Claudia, and kind of where he is. And then Lestat is just about him. At the start, it's about him kind of reconnecting with the modern world and kind of embracing it, and then it just goes into his past, and that's crazy.
Then it like goes through the whole period
Oh.
of Interview with the Vampire and telling from his point,
His point of view,
how Louis was just wrong.
yeah.
and then it
It's
kinda
such
goes
a
on.
bitch about it.
Yeah,
It's
he
so
goes
good.
on beyond that and stuff, and then like Queen of the Damned, all the stuff where like the very first vampire ever made gets reawoken and she starts killing like most of the male population of Earth to try and stop war, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of all about like where Anne kind of establishes as her.
Sorry, see if you pull the door open, it'll just get jammed, like it'll get jammed at a point. Like just keep going, no, just keep going and pulling. Just keep going, keep going. Feel the resistance. There.
Cool.
That's us.
Yay!
That was
Sorry
the
for that
door
interruption.
opening
Door
segment.
opening
Sorry.
segment. But yeah, so this is going to be they're just totally going to like camp
They're
it
gonna fuck
up
up.
to the max.
Yeah. And, like especially after Twilight as well. man,
Especially after
it's like,
Twilight, it's going to be like
this influenced Twilight with the whole.
oh god,
They
yeah,
were,
like
they were all kind of emo-ish to begin with, and then Twilight took that instead of what it did with it. Now it's going to be like
yeah.
off the back end of Twilight, it'll just be even worse.
It's just going to be angst-tastic, but for no like in the Vampire Chronicles there is angst there, but it's there for a fucking reason because of what their lives and what they've went through. Not just because I'm dead and I'm a virgin and I need to get sepsis, but what?
Yeah,
It's just
I'm not
really
for that.
it's
I don't
really,
want to see
really-
these films.
really bad, and if it's anything like Queen of the Damned, which takes the first kind of segment of the kind of let's make a start of the rock star, and then let's have this Egyptian vampire queen come back and see what happens. Boof, and totally
Yeah.
misses the point of the other two books.
Oh well.
Have you
really
like?
bad.
So have you read the first three now?
Yes, I'm not going to read it anymore.
There's no point reading anymore. Like the fourth one's called The Tale of the Body Thief.
Yes, and then it's a vampire romance, and she's releasing a new book at the end of the year, Princess That.
Okay. No, the fourth one's Tale of the Body Thief. The fifth one is Memnoch the Devil, because I remember specifically how the fourth one was a bit mental and
They're not-
shitty because it actually did involve body swapping.
Yeah,
People's
because he
minds
becomes
getting swapped.
mortal and all that kind of
And then the
stuff.
fifth one is where Lestat visits heaven and hell, and I was like, nah, I'm done.
I'm out, I'm just like...
Yeah, and then she released like a book about Jesus.
Oh, then she released an erotic BDSM trilogy about Sleeping Beauty.
Fuck her.
Cause that's yeah. There's like 10 male orgies in them. It's crazy. I read the Wikipedia page. Fucking mental.
Who doesn't want to read about 10 male orgies?
Is that one
separate-
orgy with 10 males in it, or 10 separate orgies?
Both.
Right.
And actually crazy.
Though if you're looking for something else that's good that she's written, The Witching Hour is an excellent book.
The Witch is kind of fun.
I gave Siobhan my copy of that about a decade ago, and she still got it, and you're still her friend. So fucking get it back off her.
Yeah.
Finally, the podcast, the reason for creating it is coming to the front.
Is there any more news out?
Nah. So, I don't know, what have you done with your week, tell me?
Well, as I said, I've worked a lot, and then the other night, me and Paco were like, "Hey man, you're off, I'm off. Let's get some whiskey or something." But
That
Paco,
happens, but the
Why-
Jimmy we're both
Why
off.
weren't we invited?
I like SingStar.
Yeah. Why weren't we
I
invited?
like whiskey.
why was it invited to your wee LAN party that you had?
Because there's
play
only
video
4
games?
consoles and
Oh,
it's a
right.
4-player game and you don't like video games?
I do like video games. Say, played Bioshock Infinite before I came here. Anyway, that's what I'm just talking about. I was shooting the fucking balls. I was the man.
That's not the purpose of the game.
It was at the time they were shooting at me. Say, how am I supposed to ignore it? You die and you do that. See? So basically that was the case. The Paco was like, "Look, man, if we're gonna party, gotta kind of keep it early because I'm climbing a mountain tomorrow." Like, that's fine.
Yet again in your...
Yeah, like that's the thing, I don't think that's really noteworthy anymore. because I've done it so much
it's
this
like, I'm
summer.
making another mountain,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
But what he said was, "I'm way to climb Adam."
Just Tell
Yeah.
us when you're going to climb Everest, and then we'll be interested.
Okay.
You're
Like,
right.
I do have like an interesting kind of addendum to the mountain climbing story this week.
Good word.
Well, just
Is it
get out of the way now.
the coda of your mountain climbing?
Like I fell off the mountain.
Oh no!
fell off the mountain!
Only a couple of feet. Like I managed to really fuck up my leg though.
Let me see.
Ah.
Well, how come we went this long without having a look at Paco's gross leg?
Gross leg!
Mountain pains, man. It looks like 5 angry kittens have just been attacking me.
That mountain there.
Yeah, look at
That
this.
mountain.
Oh god, yeah. That looks pretty painful.
We'll
It's
put
not
a
the
photo
it's not the
up.
deepest or most manly of cuts, but you know.
Yeah. You good? All right.
Yeah, we're done.
Right,
You
okay.
can talk about your whiskey and SingStar again.
I mean, yeah, you were there.
I think I want to hear a bit
Yeah.
more about it. I've never been here.
Fuck, it's lovely, man.
Is it
It's such
yeah?
a fucking good place.
Stuart Curry always goes there. He does, and he loves it.
Yeah.
The hill I climbed this time was the Goatsfell, 2,866
The
feet
goats fall off the mountain.
all the time, just like me. Yeah, like this is one of the
Goats if they
This
fall off the
is
mountain.
this is one of the smaller ones I've climbed,
Okay.
but I had possibly the best view from the top because you get to see pretty much the entire island and you're surrounded by the sea and you can see Scotland just across the water.
CC Scotland.
You can indeed, you can see Scotland. Loads of other wee islands you can see, like Little Cumbria. Is it called Little Cumbria and Big Cumbria? I think it's called.
Mm.
You can see Butte and it's just good.
Islands and shit.
And it's really easy as well. You've done the Cobbler and Ben Lomond. This one's easier than those with a better payoff.
Pretty far away though.
It's not. You like get the train or Dawson.
Get the ferry over.
Take sunscreen, Alan Kerr. Say.
Yeah, yeah.
I did get sunburn as well.
I was out like just on a regular.
That's what I said.
Cloudy
He's like, "Where the
day."
fuck have you been?" He's like, "Oh, just out for a walk." And I'm like, "Your neck is like, sitting."
And my head.
It's like a pork rind.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I'll learn next time.
Mhm.
Well, I said that last time.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll learn.
Cloudy days, like you just gonna always wear hats.
Like I'll have to.
Like, that's,
I'll have
that's
to.
a crazy way to live your life.
You don't. You look in Scotland. You don't expect to have to use like suntan stuff.
Yeah, preventive measures.
Yeah.
So SingStar. And
Oh yeah. So like, I finished work and I was like, man, I ain't gonna have to do a night. Pago's not gonna do. So we were like, man, let's get some whiskey and have a laugh. So we played some Mortal Kombat, which yeah, I got to experience that recently with
that
Alan and
Sub-Zero?
Laura on a massive screen.
Oh yeah, how was that?
That was brilliant.
Spectacular.
It was brilliant. Al's not like I mean, I'm not used to Xbox, and it was more watching Steven and Casper play because they're big Mortal Kombat guys. Laura wasn't really into it. She was like, man, I don't know if I can play
I've
this.
not played it in 10 years,
And,
so.
another friend, David McLeod, was like, oh, man, I don't know if I can play this. I really don't. So there was a tag team match, and it was like Laura and David versus
Casper.
It was me.
Cat-
It was me
me and
and
Andy,
me
sorry.
and Andy.
I, and it was a case of
None of us were good at.
they were like, man, what do we do? And I was
It
like,
was really
see that
funny
button,
watching.
press it a bunch of times, and then button bash that. And Laura and Dave, first go in ages, they fucking were the tits, man. They were annihilating them, and I was like, man, brilliant. I could watch this.
Because it was
We would-
Sonya, though.
Yeah.
Sonya's cool.
You were that both you, Dave. I think was just like fuck, and he was annihilating everybody. It was really cool. But yeah, anyway, so that was early in the week. So went home. Me and Paco were like, right, we need to unlock these characters because Paco really likes getting trophies, whereas I don't give a shit.
We've had to unlock all the characters. More to the point, we only have 3 characters left before we finish the game with every character in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of characters.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like we're playing that and like we're like, man, like just shouting and swearing as you do because like when you get to Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn, they just fucking cheat balls like big time. It's like you hit them and then this wee yellow force field thing happens. You're like, that's bullshit. I just hit him. Where's that in the rules? Crap. So then we did that and there was
Rules in Mortal Kombat.
yeah, it was what the fuck? It was just like, man, if you hit someone, they should fucking energy should come off them. But it's like, no, I'm gonna
The energy
say
does come off them, it just doesn't stop their animation and
It's
they get to
fucking
fuck you up.
nonsense, man. So like we were doing that and just well, Paco gets really annoyed when he gets to Shang Tsung because he can't beat him, whereas I can. And when I get to Shao Kahn, I'm fucking nearly crying because I can't beat him, and Paco can beat him. So as a team, we're like super fucking the best.
Super the boss.
And then
Make a team.
yeah, and before I left work,
Alan's looking at it as like there's something wrong here.
what?
Nothing. I just think it's interesting. It's weird that you can't beat. There's one character that you can't beat. I've never. Maybe I don't play a lot of fighting games. I didn't think you were like Is that kind of specific?
No. It's just sometimes like if you're playing against the AI, like this is gonna sound stupid. This is gonna sound Terminator-like, but it figures you out. It figures out what your moves are and what your weaknesses are. Like there's people I can't beat. Like see when I play against Sonya and Jax, I find that hard because I like to jump about and like I like to be too fast and do my
anybody that can grab you out of the air.
They'll throw me about the fucking place.
I'm always surprised at how
Paco
deep
can
the
beat
games are.
Yeah, Paco kind of stays more on the ground and he can beat them a lot easier. Shang Tsung, I like to jump about the place, whereas Paco will do a lot more special moves and Shang Tsung just has him clocked.
I love how this is actually in the podcast.
Yeah, so that was it. And so we're playing that and I was like, right, okay man, before Casper comes up, a good friend again, he was like, man, what are you up to tonight? And he's a neighbour's like, yeah man, come on up.
I'm a neighbour.
I can get a car.
Oh, here we go. Oh, sake. Right, I'm going to tell this story.
He's been in that flat for like 5 or 6 years and never had a party.
No, that's true.
Which is odd.
Hi!
I don't want people breaking
You heard it here first, everybody. Party back with Tom's.
But yeah, we've got the biggest toilet.
You
No,
do?
we don't. Toilet, sorry, the biggest
Bathroom?
yeah,
I'm sure
not
we got
toilet.
like out bathrooms by someone else fairly recently.
Fuck off, who?
I don't remember. Manny McLaughlin used to have it. No, was it Lindsay Cameron?
Lindsay used to have it.
Lindsay's, because he had the big fucking deep Victorian bath that just was brilliant in the middle of a room. Who the fuck has that now? You see that kind of stuff on like some kind of drama set in the 1800s on BBC.
So Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, and then SingStar came on, so I was like, right, okay, let's stick SingStar on. Now, usually when we play SingStar, I can't sing for shit, and I'm the first to admit it, but I can beat Paco like nearly all the time. And
He does win. But
and
he's fucking
this time round, man, Paco was annihilating me because we started pretty much doing Queen,
Oh,
and
that's
Paco was
bad.
like mega like brilliant at that, and I was like, my throat was getting so singing one
I'm
vision.
gonna declare I was not mega brilliant.
Well, you weren't mega brilliant. You
I
were
was
beating me.
marginally better.
But that's what I mean.
Then you
But
atrocious
because you were beating
display.
me, that means you were mega brilliant at me, and it wasn't just like, oh man, like I had no chance because I didn't.
Where's this going though? Like, wind this up. Is it essentially the part where me and Casper couldn't stop laughing at how you were singing "Who Wants to Live Forever"?
Yeah. Oh man, fucking hell! Talk about destroying a song. It was just like, I can't even do the noise anymore. I can't.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
made
Watch
it.
Live Forever is an intense song.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
see,
when you hear Tommy singing it, you will never hear it again.
yeah, correct. Casper actually said that. He's like, I'll never listen to that song without laughing now. So it's a bit shit because I kind of ruined it for him. And then watched some X-Files, and then that was it. It was a really cool night, man. Really chilled out. What else did I do? I worked. That was it. That was my night of fun.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, and I watched The Inbetweeners, which was excellent.
Which we're gonna get to in a wee.
Yeah, 5 minutes. So we're not really like spending a long time talking to entertainers.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like, is this because it's the comedy thing? Oh, that bit was good. Oh, that bit was good.
there's just not a lot to do about
In
it.
between
What was quite funny was like twice they could play. Well, where was my bit? Was it Paul's just sitting there like, I don't care. I don't
No,
care.
well, I joined in at the start, and then I was
trying,
like, oh, I mean, I guess the point's been made.
Are you wearing pajamas?
Pretty much top to bottom, yeah.
Let's have a jammy cast.
Yeah,
I can wear my Hello Kitty onesie.
Yeah.
Next week, Monday. Done.
I don't have pajamas.
You don't have a pajama cast for Tommy.
No, you don't.
It's
No, that's
just the fat naked.
Alright.
correct. Man. Correct.
Like, see the next, like, because I was climbing that hill the next morning, I had to go in for a bath at 5:30 in the morning, but like the boiler switches in Tommy's room. So when I walked in, he was just spread eagled, butt naked on his bed, just
So I
like,
love.
intentionally trying to take up as much space on the bed as he could or something.
I love it, man. Seriously, I hate the idea of sharing a bed. It sucks balls, man. Just spread eagle. The star shape. That's the best shit.
You get to live with Tommy Bass. You know, that's your vista.
Good use of the word vista.
It is.
That's a good use of the word vista. So I don't know, I watched Donnie Darko as well. Again, I've seen it like 7 times now.
It's a fucking brilliant film.
I love it. I love it.
Also, I got one of the Cineworld Unlimited cards back when I was supposed to be going to college. This is like 2001, 2002, which I think was when that was released.
Yeah.
Around about.
But yeah, I remember I went to see Donnie Darko maybe like, I think 6 or 7 times in the cinema. Some of those times it was like twice in the same day.
Wow.
I
Lilo and Stitch was also out at the same time. So like I think I went to see Donnie Darko, then went to watch Lilo and Stitch, and then went to see Donnie Darko again kind of thing. that was maybe the pinnacle of my cinema going experience.
When I first moved to Glasgow, that was one of the like just having a cinema 5 minutes away from me was like the best thing ever. And that was one of the first movies I noticed was like, man, I need to see this film. It's fucking excellent. I ended up missing it and watched it on DVD, and well, it didn't help the fact that I was drunk and I was like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I loved it visually. I thought it was actually
drunk.
Oh man, it was just like, what the fuck? My mind's been blown and I have no idea what
Alan
happened.
Mobile tried to make us watch it when we were drunk.
No,
But when everyone else was drunk, I wasn't.
Yeah. See, I've never seen the director's cut, but everybody is saying it's shit. They're like, no.
It's not. It's good to watch once you've already seen the original cut. Like the original cut is better, and you should watch that first. But if you want it maybe spelled out a bit more for you and made it a bit more obvious as to what's actually going on, the director's cut is all right for that, because it's there's the book in the movie where the Roberto Sparrow's philosophy of time travel is part of the movie. At some points in the director's cut, it'll just come up on screen with just a page from the book, which is like detailing like
that's all.
stuff.
Like, do you remember when the film came out? There was a website associated with it.
It's all from that website.
Yeah, because that was like one of those things where after watching the film, like, I fucking loved it so
I did
much.
that
I was like on the website and like having to figure things out in the website. It all felt really meaningful.
And it's all about the manipulated living in water and all this weird stuff.
It's like ultimately, Donnie Darko is not in any way a significant film. But, like, it manages to feel significant.
It feels
huge.
Yeah, Donnie Darko's got that whole thing where it feels like a coming of age film, but it's one of those. It's like a mystery. It makes you think. You're like,
and it's part weird 80s quirky comedy and part horror movie and like.
Yeah,
but also
so
like that, like everything in it feels like it happens for a reason. Like it's like the whole movie is like amazingly fatalistic, kind of to the point where it's Richard Kelly that directs.
That's right. Yeah.
Like there's so many bits where, from earlier points in the film, he doesn't even have to show you what's just happened, but you know what's happened because of like where Frank gets shot, like all that sort of stuff. Like so many bits are just inferred, and he treats you like an adult. Like he just expects you to have understood the movie. And
see, that's what's slightly worse about the director's cut. Is a bit more kind of spoon feedy.
Well, see, that's the thing about like Richard Kelly is like, I mean, when Donnie Darko came out, I was like, holy fuck, this is like an indie sensation. Then the director's cut came out, I was like, And it's like, what are you going to do next? So I'm going to do this crazy fucking thing called Southland Tales.
Which I also loved.
I think Southland Tales, I think you and Neil said the best, it's simultaneously like a 4.5 out of 5 and a 2.
Yeah.
Because you're like, right, visually very good, but a lot of this is fucking tosh.
But it's good tosh. It's like, it's that same thing again though, where like, the film is just so fucking weird, but like, it just feels good watching it. But, like I totally cannot articulate what I mean with that.
There was graphic novels of it as well, and I don't know, was that like the website for Donnie Darko was like, right, these graphic novels are out because they're part of the story and they'll give you a better understanding of it. I think that's annoying sometimes when that happens, because you're like, man, it's kind of like when we watch that horror movie, it's like, to watch the end of this film, go to this website. You're like, man, nah, if you're going to watch the film, watch the film.
The new Star Trek that had like a comic book, there was like a prequel to the 2009 Star Trek.
Yeah,
actually,
it's the same as
what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong, not that this was going to be any kind of good film anyway, but in episode 3, I don't know what General Grievous was, but they're like playing on the fact that you have to have seen Clone Wars to understand it.
Part of me kind of likes that though, like see with the Matrix where the comics were one world, like they had the short animated stuff that was like another, the game was something else. Like I like that idea of having different types of media like interweave a story.
I don't mind it being set in the same kind of world. It's just if you're going to release a feature like film,
but they were linked though. Like the Animatrix and the Enter the Matrix games were linked with the Matrix movies, and I think it worked.
They shot things on set of the Matrix sequels that were just to be used in the game.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like if it's like you're making a feature-length movie about a subject, but pivotal information is in like graphic novels or cartoons, just like
none of stuff in Donnie Darko is pivotal. It explains it a bit better. I mean,
I don't need to see the director's cut, and I watched Donnie Darko and I take from that film what I want. It might not be the same as everybody else, but I've got my own idea of how it goes, and that's enough for me.
Every time after having not watched it for a while, I think I've got it, and I'll watch it again and be like, nah, I still don't. There's still bits I just don't really know what's going on there or why that happened, and I'll try and think about it, and it's all mind bending and weird stuff. And
it's when they kind of talk about the fact that the science teacher and Drew Barrymore like are kind of in on it, like they're not just normal people, like they kind of know about the time travel stuff, and like they're trying to guide him towards sending the engine back through time, and that's what it's all about.
And it's weird talking about it like this, because like just that kind of sentence makes it sound like some crazy sci-fi film. It just looks like a
It is a crazy thing.
yeah, it is, but like just if you just got like a scene or whatever, it just looks like a kind of 80s school drama.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that's what I'm saying. Is it feels
With all the
like
music as well. Some of the music's different directors put as well. Songs switch around and are changed and stuff.
oh yeah, I heard they don't have like the Tears for Fears student, and I'm
Fuck
like,
that bit's amazing.
I have
See-
absolutely no idea what's going on there.
Have you watched
Well,
the sequel?
No,
Yes,
don't,
no.
no, let's not mention.
I told you not to watch that.
I watched it.
Why did I told you not to?
Fucking dreadful.
Yeah, of course it was.
It's like,
It's
it's just like
good.
it's like somebody watched Donnie Darko and just missed everything that made it good and was like made this like dumbed down, perverted version.
No,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
that looked terrible. See, I always forget as well. Just how kind of scary Frank is in that movie. Like the first time he pops up, is like big booming voice and he's like 14 days, and just like standing like up in the golf course in the distance. He's terrifying to look at.
Well, even when
in
the two of them were
cinema
saying
hall,
in cinema,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah,
he just
yeah.
turns to them, why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's an excellent good movie.
Mm.
Like the portal opening up in the fucking cinema screen was cool as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
For an indie movie, the special effects in that were great.
And he's weird that Drew Barrymore's in it as well. Like
Well-
that was just after like Charlie's Angels.
Well,
She's a big name.
Yeah, but like I think it's Flower Films, like that's her production company, and she like spearheaded the project.
Oh, yeah,
So she's
that's
like I don't know if it's an exec producer, but certainly a producer on it. So she's like, I'll be in it and I'll help you market and stuff like that.
Thinking back, actually, I went out and bought a. I'm going to get his name wrong because I'm going to see Gareth Green, and that's my sister's fiance.
Okay.
What the fuck is the guy's name in the book? Like in English class that she's talking about.
Oh, it's
Graham Green.
Graham
Graham Green's the Destructors. I went out and bought that.
Salvador. You watched it recently for the first time, Paul. You were saying, is that right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't remember having this huge, like, massive, it's changed the way I look at everything moment. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think like listening to you talk about it a wee bit, just I was out of the room. I think I enjoyed it more at the time than I'm remembering that I did. But I think I was expecting to have like just this huge big wheel. Oh my god, yeah, everything makes
Film
more
noir?
sense to me
See,
now.
that's-
Yeah.
That's the problem, though, man. Is when you talk when like something's that hyped up for you, you have to. Sometimes you have to try and ignore it, and even though it's hard.
Yeah. Especially with like a cult film that's so kind of important to a lot of people. Kind of like, well, no, that's
Yeah.
the wrong word. But I mean, it's like so many people kind of hold
Beloved
it.
by a lot of people.
Yeah, hold it in high regard. Like, I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I don't have a huge amount to say. Like I watched it like a couple of weeks ago now, and
Like-
I,
Did you feel that you got it first time? Because I've seen it about 7 times and I still don't fully get it.
I guess no, I don't know. I don't even feel, but I don't feel like I kind of watched it and was like, oh, I didn't really.
Yeah, same here. I watch it and I'm like, I don't fully understand it, but I still thought it was amazing. But
But like I kind of got more of a like, I don't
See,
feel like I kind of need to.
I like it. It's not. See, forget. Like Paco's not going to agree with this, but I get the same feeling with like Mulholland Drive.
I knew you were gonna.
And because in terms of like that kind of avant-garde cinema, I was like, no man, I there's something in here that I'm taking from this, and I'm very much like, oh, I get it. I'm like, wait, no, wait,
I'm
I don't
not.
get it.
I'm not going to deny the fact that you feel that way about Mulholland Drive. But the difference between Donnie Darko and Mulholland Drive is that Donnie Darko is a sensible film that can be worked
yeah,
out.
it has.
Mulholland
it has,
Drive
Has
gives
no
the
meaning.
illusion of that, but it's actually just fucking stupid.
No. See, that's I don't.
No, but Donnie Darko does have, like, there is a right answer to what is going on in the movie, whereas Mulholland Drive is a lot more interpretive.
I think-
and like Mulholland Drive just gets to the point at the end where for no reason there's like a fucking Yeti and tiny people coming out of a box. What the fuck? It's just stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It's not
dumb,
stupid. It's not
boring
stupid.
movie
It's
with
not
one good bit where she's
It's
wanking
not,
herself.
it's not stupid, dumb, or boring. It's just not your kind of movie. I don't know what I mean. Do you like Mulholland Drive at all, Paul?
I haven't seen my whole I've not
Do you
seen
like
huge amount of
Lynch's
Lynch.
movies?
I really liked Razorhead. I
See,
did like a Razorhead.
I don't like Eraserhead,
Yeah.
but I can understand why folk do like it. I don't like what Paco said. There's this. It's fucking stupid. This like when I was watching Eraserhead, I was like, I don't get it. When
What
it's
the
a
fuck
horror.
is this?
Why is this terrifying? And I was like, because it's like terrifying, the worst, like the most gruesome horror movie, whatever. And I was like watching, I was like, I don't know if it's a horror movie. It's more like a melodrama, and I'm not really taking anything from this. Whereas I'll watch Mulholland Drive, and I'm like, no, like this something's striking a chord here.
So like, I've tried to give Lynch a chance a few times, and like Twin
It's not
Peaks.
for you, man.
Twin Peaks is the only thing he's done that I like.
It's not for you. You might
I
like.
don't think mine's good. I enjoyed it.
I've not seen that one. I saw Wild at Heart.
Not seen that.
seen. Fuck, what other ones is it? Like, I've not seen Blue Velvet, which
Have
I've
you
been
seen
told I
Inland
might like.
Empire?
No.
That's terrifying.
But like, it's just such a wanker. Like,
Oh yeah.
just in its movies, just the
Like, no one's
wanky,
debating Wanker, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I can't
avant-garde
watch
cinema.
them, man. I cannot watch it.
Speaking of wanking, let's talk briefly about The Inbetweeners 2.
No way.
I thought it was fine. It was,
I really enjoyed it.
I'm not like hugely into The Inbetweeners. I think the TV show was fine. I think the first movie was pretty good. I thought this was the end. It was fine.
I thought like this one wasn't as like kind of laugh out loud as the previous one.
Mm.
It was a lot more awkward.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this movie was like awkward situation after awkward situation where like you kind of wanted to laugh, but you just also kind of wanted to just bury your
Like-
fucking face in yourself.
Although like it does sometimes something that does make me laugh, and I think it is quite funny sometimes. A lot of what I think about The Inbetweeners is like that's makes me sound like a total David Lynchy wanky person. I think all of it is really obvious. Just like, oh, let's have Jay say fuck, and then a different way of saying something about a woman's vagina, and then something else disgusting, and then like
Or Simon's being pathetic.
yeah, just like it's just so obvious. It's like, oh, let's just that. Is it funnier to say fuck again? Let's have them say fuck again. That's funnier.
Like,
Like-
they do it well though.
Aye,
Yeah,
Okay.
like
You
That
can just
is
see
very,
the line
very-
of it.
it's very obvious and very kind of lowest common denominator, but it can be funny. But I don't know, it can be a bit tiresome for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I think what I find funny of it is like because I knew boys like that, so I was like, yep, this is exactly the boys that I went to school with. I know exactly what they're
Yeah.
going to say. And there's been maybe not as extreme situations as in the movie, or there has been some situations that's happened in the television show that's you're like, yep, I've seen that happen.
There's so many bits where it's like, oh, the bit with the shit. Yeah, if someone had asked me what kind of jokes they're going to do, I could probably have guessed that there's some joke about shit and piss. It's all a bit
But
obvious
it's
and
it's
easy to do.
continuing the way the tone of the series though, and they're just
See,
doing
that's what I think.
but I don't have a
Yeah, I
problem
think
with
I think the difference being like you said, you didn't watch the TV show or whatever, you don't really care. Whereas I thought the TV show was excellent. I thought, kind of like what Laura's saying, I knew guys like that in school. There's situations I can relate to in that. I think it's very well written.
Mhm.
I think the chemistry between all the characters is excellent. And it's one of those things where like I just smile when I watch it because because it's very British as well. It's like, man, when you were in school, folk used that kind of. There was always situations you always heard about a guy that shat himself in the exam room or whatever. There's loads of just little things where like, oh man, that was great. But I just think they carried it really well, and especially the first movie, I was like, okay, you hear, oh god, beloved British TV show going to be turned into a film. I mean, there's not a great track record of that a lot. One of the
Yeah.
when Bottom was Guest House Paradiso, which is not a great movie, and oh for God's sake, and then whereas Inbetweeners
Yeah.
one was
that.
excellent.
It's like you hear about the kind of scenario for Inbetweeners Inbetweeners first movie, and you're like, right, the boys are going on holiday, lads holiday, right, okay.
I was like,
I'm in,
yeah, that
yep,
is-
right,
that
I
makes
will want
sense.
to see what these
Yeah,
guys do.
like that's one of the criticisms I would level at this though. Like it doesn't actually do anything different than that.
No,
This
it
one is
doesn't,
just
yeah.
another holiday, just
Yeah.
having a different place. So it's in between 3 going to be they go somewhere
Well,
else. Is that it?
I mean, they're saying this. They're like, no, this is
The
this
last
is
one.
yeah, and they leave it in a way where it's like this could be the last one, but it's
Such
kind
an
of
abrupt end.
yeah.
All four
Yeah.
of them kill themselves.
no.
I bet it could easily have another one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they kind of do almost that 22 Jump Street ending where they show possibilities of what you might see in the next movies or whatever. And I watch all those films because I don't know, I can't get enough of these characters. I thought the first one, excellent, very tight, really enjoyed the jokes. The second one, it's not as tight, it's not as good as the first one, but I still thought there was some really, I didn't think it did that Hangover 2 thing where it repeated itself.
Yeah, it didn't do that. Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in the second one where I'm like, right, that's a fresh joke,
It's like someone pointed out as well. I don't remember who it was. One of our friends, one of our mutual friends anyway. But like in the Inbetweeners 1, it was Neil that got all the big laughs and all the big
Yeah.
jokes. But this time around, it actually managed to be Will.
Yeah.
He was the one that kind of
Yeah,
had the big moments.
one of the only kind of again, I might say more negative than actually because I thought it was good, thought it was fine. But there's only one real joke that I thought was like a well thought out joke that was like set up well and structured well.
The rape
No.
alarm.
Yeah, the rape alarm joke. Yeah, that's the only time where it was like as it's building towards it, and it reaches a point where it's like the punchline is just like a visual gag, and you're like, oh, that's good how that all came together, and like that is now funny because of that.
As soon as you see the replay and you're like, something crap
Yeah.
that.
Then much later on, the joke pays off, and it's not just like them saying, "Oh, fine."
See, I thought a lot of the jokes, like one thing that I especially love about the In-Betweeners is more when one of them is doing something and it's the rest of them are reacting exactly the way the audience would, because when you're watching something that is either so awkward, so cringeworthy, or, you know, I mean, there's even a bit in the movie where Will feels like he needs to get it off his chest and he's going to really say something heartfelt with his friends, and instead of them letting him do it, they just go, "No, geez," and they push him over, and I'm like, yeah, because that's the British way to do it. Of course, we don't do that kind of big, almost 80s American high school movie of pouring your heart out in this big defined moment. I was like, I really enjoyed how some of the jokes were turned on them like that, but the reactions of the other characters in some of those jokes were great because you felt like you were in the film, because you felt like they were like part of the audience as well. I mean, the bit I'm talking about.
Also, one of the only films I can think of where, like you're saying, it was pretty much just us that clapped, but I'm sure there was more people clapping in that screen.
Oh, and there was a couple of statements
yeah.
made about some of the characters in the film. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm very pleased that it wasn't like a Hangover 2. In-Betweeners 1 was excellent. In-Betweeners 2 is really good. It's not as good as the first one, but it sits nicely as a sequel, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it's like the most successful British comedy, like 2.97
was.
This one took like in 3 days in Britain. This took like 2.97 million. That doesn't happen unless it's like Harry Potter or something like that, or James Bond. And I'm really happy with that. I was like, yeah, man, cool. It's nice to see something that is worth watching getting the success that it deserves.
It does deserve all the success that it's getting, and I think that hopefully it will be the last one because the guys are getting a bit older now. They're not going to pass for 17, 19-year-olds anymore.
Simon's like, he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, man, okay. But starting to get old dudes, kind of.
I really like, my favourite kind of thing, other than the group dynamic of the In-Betweeners, was how they interact with adults. I really enjoy the adult characters, and there's a revelation in the second one where one of the adult characters turns up and you're like, alright, that is
brilliant.
Great. The payoff is fantastic, and if you've not watched the series, you might not get the whole kind of weight of that. But
More of that character should be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Watch the TV show.
No, I've seen the whole TV show. I know, like he's the funny
Watch
thing.
it again.
See, thinking back at it though, like his absence in the start of the film should have been a heavy indicator of that.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. But yep, so that's In-Betweeners 2. Next week is the Expendables 3. Hector and the Search for Happiness, and something called The Rover, an Australian movie with Guy Pearce and
Patsy.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah. Looks weird.
When you said Patsy, I thought you meant Patsy Ken's.
Patsy.
Come back. Yeah, she's hot on the Australian movie market right now. So that's all. That's it. Join in next week for more of the same. Lasers, explosions.